Good evening and salutations, my Days of Elias fans. I've been watching this show for, let's say, 4 years, and I never really got the appeal of Sarah and Xander and why people like that couple so much. I understand opposites attract. I get that, the girl likes the bad boy and everything. You look at a scene like this, and it just makes Sarah come across as naive and kind of dumb, right? She is at a point where she is begging this man to not go after Brady. After she finds out, after he confesses to her what his plan is, gun and all, she's like, I can't do this. I can't sit there and lose you. Me and Victoria can't sit there and lose you. He is more concerned with giving into his anger and going after Brady and going to jail than he is of taking care of his family. He is putting revenge ahead of you and your daughter. And this is the man that you chose to be with. And the thing is, he's always been like this. He has always been. He's always been a person to give into his anger and his dark, his dark side more than your love. And she keeps and she once again spouts off this whole. But you said that me and Victoria has sat there and changed. You said that my love has changed you. You. This is the point where it's like I would. It's definitely naive, but it's also stupidity because this isn't the first time that he decided to choose everything else ahead of you. The difference is y'all have a child, and y'all still are not more a priority than giving into his emotions. So it's like I don't get the appeal of that. And that's by the way, that's literally what 20 minutes of this is her begging him, is her Smith there saying, hey, listen, I'm upset about Brady and what he done, but I don't want him dead. I want him to go through the justice system. And when you are begging somebody to not do something, you definitely made the wrong choice. But this is a choice that she made, and I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her. I can't sit there like I really feel so bad for her. It's like, why? She knew exactly what she was getting into. This is my issue. This is the same issue I got with like Sam and Jason. You chose to have a baby with him. And then you want to sit there and complain about who he is. But you know exactly who he is. You know exactly who he was. You knew who he was for years. Now he wound up leaving, and at some point she wound up calling Jada to sit there and stop him. Like, bro, when you gotta sit there and call the cops on your own husband, maybe you need to sit there and reevaluate your life. Okay, so this scene between EJ and Eric. You know the sad thing is that while EJ is being a relentless prick, I still don't feel bad for Eric. Okay? EJ is being petty. He is hurt. He is angry about the end of his marriage. He's angry the way that Nicole treated him. Angry the way that Eric slept with his wife, kissed his wife, and everything like that. So he's lashing out and he's throwing his decision years ago in his face. He is throwing the fact that Holly is getting more closer to him, and Holly is always going to hate him for the decision that he made. And yet, I still don't feel bad for him because it was a decision that he made. He had 17 years to sit there and do the right thing, and he chose not to. So everything that EJ Smith is saying, as bad as it is, as petty as it's coming across, whose fault is that ultimately? Now, eventually it gets to a boiling point where Erica's ready to throw her hands. Jada comes in there, Jada stops it, and pretty much kind of stops Eric from getting arrested. When EJ leaves to go cool off, Jada's like, what happened? And long story short, she pretty much like what you just saw right there. As bad as it was, I gave him the ammunition to sit there and come at me. Now, going into Holly and Tate, Holly, I don't. Mm. She does get caught. One of rummaging through through Brady's briefcase, being in the room, making up these sad, pathetic excuses, talking about, oh, I got turned around. I was there trying to find the bathroom. To what did she say? She was looking for a confession letter. Smith is saying what he's done, and I'm just like, that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense for the state the obvious reason of him actually confessing and it didn't do anything. But they go back and forth, and Holly's upset of Brady Smith getting away with it, and she slips out. She's like, well, listen, EJ was Smith is saying that Brady won't pay unless there's strong evidence. And Tate's like, wait, did EJ send you here? And long story short, they get into this big blowout, and Tate just had enough. Smith is saying that you lied to me coming over here thinking that, telling me that you want to sit there and work things out. In reality, you're just sitting there coming here to sit there and try to get evidence from my dad. So he pretty much kicks her out. And, Holly and EJ want to meet up, going back to the mansion. And Holly's sitting there saying, like, I'm really upset because now I can't get back into Brady's room to sit there and try to find evidence. I'm like, wait, that's what you're upset about? Not the fact that you just practically wrecked your relationship by lying to Tate and sneaking around and rummaging through his dad's stuff to sit there and try to find evidence to put his dad in jail. But the takeaway is that you don't get to get evidence against her. But she does sit there and say like she doesn't know how they're gonna get past this, seeing what Brady did. So Brady walks up to this shady guy, and they get to talking or whatever, and the guy makes some sort of lie talking about, oh yeah, I'm from AA, whatever. So he comes up with this BS story, and in the end, he winds up shaking his hand and sticking him with something. Brady feels it later on when he goes back to the house, and Tate thinks that he's drunk. So he helps him in the room, sit there and sleep it off, and he goes out for a walk. Xander comes in, and Xander's ready to sit there and put the gun in Brady's hand and pull the trigger. But Sarah called Jada, so Jada got to the place, Jada got to his place just in time, and was like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, if you're at a point where you gotta sit there and call the cops on your own husband, like what are we doing? Like what are we doing at this point? Yeah. Now, I guess, yeah, okay. Sophia and Fiona. I generally didn't like this scene because all it really comes down to is Sophia sitting there talking about how she's pining for another man's boyfriend, and how they're so wrong for each other, and she's so right for him, and it's just giving me consolation prizes vibes. Like she's cool with it there being a consolation prize when they ultimately wind up blowing up. And I'm just like, boo, you should want more than that. You should want more for yourself than that, than to sit there and be pining over another woman's boyfriend. You have so many people in high school you can sit there and choose from, but yet you're choosing the guy that's already taken. Which, by the way, I understand how you sit there and choose a guy who's so whiny. You know, you ever notice how many times you sit there and says the word like, "Oh my god," and I'm just like, like this is. I'm not sitting there saying like you gotta sit there and pick the most masculine guy. When he says the word "Oh my god" more than you, mm, I don't know. I generally didn't like this scene. I was also a little kind of disappointed because there's one point where she talks about her parents, what her parents want for her, as far as what she wants to go to college for. And I felt like that would have been a really good chance to get some depth into her character, her backstory, and maybe why she is the way that she is. Maybe um, there's also a point where she's talking about how good the cheesecake is, but like she doesn't really have it at home because her parents are always watching her calories or whatever. And maybe it could have been like more of, I don't know, body image or whatever. Like just some more depth into the character where she doesn't just come across as this very fake, vain, shallow person that is just cool with being second best when it comes towards another woman or being a consolation prize. And that's another reason why I got disappointed with it. Not just because it's Sophia and just how much she irks me, but it could have been a chance for some depth, and they just decided to not go there. And of course, she walks up to Tate, and Tate's so upset about his fight with Harley, and she hugs him, and it's just like, ugh. And I was, honestly, tell you the truth, before I did this review, I was trying to like actually calm down because I was a lot more, we'll say, annoyed than I am now. But it's like I know we all have characters that we kind of just gotta bear and grin it whenever we sit there and see them on a soap opera. And she's just that character for me, which is another reason why I did this last. Anyway, let's sit there and see what else. I think that's about it for more or less. So kind of weird. Somebody asked me in my stream yesterday that is she even old enough to sit there and serve alcohol? Because I think she's like 17 years old or whatever. So it's like, and I know she's just a waitress. But let me know in the comment sec. Let me know in the comment section. Um, is that possible? I mean, yeah, she's not the one that's pouring the drinks or anything like that, but like, she is also serving it. So I don't know how that works. Um, yeah, and just a little FYI, I'm just gonna sit there and wind up separating the reviews from Days and General Hospital since like no one's like, I mean, no one's really watching the General Hospital reviews as much, and it's like even though I keep saying this thing, I put timestamps. It's like fine, I'll just sit there and separate the two and just go back into another way of how I'm gonna do my reviews moving forward. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I missed anything, write it in the comment section below. Maybe I'll still. No, I think I'll just separate those two. Also, I think I'll just wind up just separating the reviews in general, since clearly that's not working out by the views of not really a lot of people's watching them combined. So it's fine. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video.